Hey, welcome back to Spiritual Modalities for a Spiritual Life, and we're continuing our work on the Enneagram System, the personality types, right? We just finished the doing triad and then the feeling, and this is the last of that series, and today we're looking at the thinking triad, the fives, the sixes, and the sevens. And before we dive in, I just want to let you know that this book literally is a Bible for Enneagrams. If you're enjoying this work, my intention with doing this series for you, Spiritual Modalities for a Spiritual Life, is to introduce you and allow you to touch, sample the appetizer for deeper work that you can explore on your own. So I'm just giving you like a blanket overview of this work. We're diving in as deep as we can in such a short amount of time so we can cover so many different modalities. I've already lined up some other videos, feng shui, human design, and I can't wait to find more. So this series truly will be a nice taste of a lot of different modalities. So stay watching. We're going to finish up the triads today for you thinkers out there. Let's get right to work here and on my channel. Stay watching. Okay, we're starting our beautiful thinking triad by looking at number 5, which is the observer and the investigator. And I love 5s because they truly are all up in their head and they're the visionaries. They're very mentally alert. They put a lot of time and energy into, looking at things in great detail. They're the most curious of all the Enneagram types, and I love that. Curiosity is a beautiful energy. They're very knowledgeable. They actually even have the ability to predict the future, which I think is pretty cool. They observe everything. I have to say that again. They observe everything. Everything is in clear observation for them. So I can also imagine that, you wouldn't want to corner a 5 into an argument. They would probably, need to say your piece and let the 5 walk away so that they can, figure out how they feel about that and look a little bit more into the research about that before they come back with a quick answer for you. So they truly are all about that whole process it takes to think and be mindful and be aware. So they like to be competent. If you think about a 5 being out of power or maybe a little unconscious, they can be so focused on learning and investigating that they can, kind of miss out on the world, so they can become detached from the world, maybe become a little reclusive. They can also be the most fearful of the 9 behavior types, and they're all about contact. I love that. They're all about contact. That's important to them. I think Buddha would have been a 5. As I'm reading all about a 5, I think it would have, the Buddha, who keen investigation into the Dharma. And he always said, don't take my word for it. You figure it out for yourself. It's that kind of energy is a 5, and I love that. 5s are truly here to teach us to the keen investigation into the world. Don't take my word for it. Look it up yourself. They're here to teach us not to take the word of everything and everything we see at face value, to dive a little bit deeper. And that's a beautiful lesson from a 5. And their true motivation in life is to be capable and be competent in their knowledge and what they have to bring to the world. If a 5 is feeling a little stressed out, they can become like a 7, the enthusiast. And if a 5 is feeling completely secure, they step into their power and become like a 8, which is a leader and a boss. I love that. Let's keep going. Next number up is 6. We'll be looking at the loyalist. Stay watching. Okay, we're moving on to beautiful number 6. I love the name of number 6. It's the loyalist. Some of the beautiful words that we would use to describe a 6 are steadfast, earnest, natural troubleshooter, reliable, responsible, community-minded. If a 6 is unhealthy, unconscious, out of power, they can become a little clingy, a little dependent, and a little submissive. Those are some things that could happen to a 6 when they're out of power. 6s are truly all about the polarity. Yin yang, male, female. So they're always trying to find center. In fact, 6's key motivation is security and safety. I love that. To me, they remind me of a Virgo energy. And let me give you an example of what that means to me. If a 6 is getting ready to make a big decision, they will chart out and think of all the reasons that they should do it. And they'll, be close to making a decision to go that way. And then something happens and then they start to get in their head, right? Because they're all about the head. And they go, oh, here's all the reasons maybe I shouldn't go. And they'll come up with those reasons and start to teeter way over here. But the truth is, if a 6 stays long enough in the thought of it all, they will find somewhere in there in the middle. So that's the energy of a 6. So if you know a 6, that should ring true. When a 6 is completely stressed out, they become a 3, which is a performer. And if a 6 is feeling completely secure and in their own body, they can truly become a peacemaker and a mediator. I love that. 6s are truly here to teach us the inner quiet and our inner voice and to trust that. And I think that's beautiful. And that is the 6 in the Thinking Triad. We have one more to go. Stay watching. Next up, number 7, we're looking at the Enthusiast. Let's dive in. Hey, last up on our Thinking Triad. These are the ones who are all in their head, very mental, thinking about their brain and all that they have to contribute to the world with their thinking. The Enthusiast. This is the one I want to meet. I hope we have a 7 in the room. They're the adventurer. They are excitable. They're enthusiastic. They're most extroverted of all the Enneagram behaviors. So they're lively, they're eager, they're multi-talented. I love that. And they're also joyous. So those are just some of the beautiful words to describe a 7 when they're completely in power. If a 7 becomes a little out of power, they can be a little abusive. They can also be a little too impulsive, not really thinking it through. Yeah, let's take that trip. Get on the trip and then forget that they had 2 shifts that they needed to cover. And oh, by the way, they only have $10 in their wallet because they were just living the dream, right? So that's what I mean by being impulsive. 7's true motivation, the enthusiast motivation, is to truly, they want to be happy, but they also want to be satisfied. So life is short. Seize the moment. That's got that kind of energy. And what I love about a 7 is what they're here to teach us. Something I'm trying to teach in my spiritual channel and certainly with the people I've worked through, that the world is boundless. There's no limit to the amount of experiences or money or that there's no limit out there. So 7s truly are here to teach us that, the goodness of the world. And I just love that. If a 7 becomes stressed out, they can actually become like a 1, which is a perfectionist. And if a 7 is feeling completely in their body, secure, confident, they become a 5, like an observer. And that concludes our beautiful Triad series. We've covered every number, and I am so excited to wrap this up because here's what we're going to do. Next class, you're going to come back in. I'm going to know what everyone is, and if you're following this on YouTube, let me know below what you are for an Enneagram and how this work has benefited you. Have you gone back and what has it changed? And we're going to break you out in groups like attracts likes, 7s with 7s, 2s with 2s, and we're going to have our own discoveries here at class. Get ready for that. That's coming next in our series. This is Jeannie Lynch. We'll see you next video. Bye now.